People are choosing to record videos on their smartphones more and more these days. These phones are with you all the time and the quality has got that good. People are reaching for these now more than any other camera. And to make that experience better, phone gimbals have been around for a while now as well. And every year we see these gimbals get more advanced, lighter and more convenient. And today we are talking about the brand new DJI OM 6 gimbal. So this is the latest gimbal by DJI, the OM 6. I really like this colour. It's like a stealth-like colour. It looks really cool. And it has some new features built into this gimbal compared to last year's model, the DJI OM 5. I'm going to talk about some of the new features on here, what it does differently, and why, even though smartphones have got so much better, why you should still have one of these in your bag for mobile filming. A few years ago, I didn't like using smartphone gimbals at all. I didn't like the whole process of having to balance my phone on a gimbal, make sure it was all level. This would take minutes getting it all set up, missing crucial shots. But luckily, DJI introduced a magnet system. So this goes onto the back of your phone, it will clamp around it, and then you can easily get this set up so much quicker. And this has been improved again on the OM 6. So a new feature on this compared to the OM 5 is that as soon as you open this, it automatically comes on. So it now has a quick start function. This is fantastic. In the past, when using this, I would open this up and then sometimes forget that I've not even turned this on. I'm like, why is this not working? So the quick start function on here is better. It's also improved if you have an iPhone as well. If you have an iPhone, as soon as you connect the clamp to this gimbal, the DJI Mimo app will also auto come on, again making this whole setup time faster. So from the time from this actually being in your pocket to getting this set up, it can be literally about 10 seconds and then you're ready to go. This is much better. So this clamp is really good. It stretches outwards and you can easily put this on the larger phones as well. So this is the 14 Pro Max and that stretches around that phone with this clamp, and it also got a thick case on it as well, and it's had no problem at all keeping this on. It completely goes over the screen, so the clamp is really good. And then what you do is once you actually just open this up, it's got a magnet on this side here and it just snaps together in place and then we'll set up. So it literally in 10 seconds and it's now ready to go. And I'm going to talk to you now about the buttons, but you just double click this button and then you can go from vertical mode to horizontal mode and then change it. So the setup time on here is great. So then when you've finished with it, you can just turn it off or you can just disconnect your phone from it, from the magnet, fold this away, put it back in your pocket, and that's it. It's so much faster than what it was a few years ago and even from last year as well. So the quick start function on here is a massive advantage. A new feature on the OM 6 is this status panel. This is great for speeding up that whole process as well, switching into the different modes. So you can just press this button here and then you can go from follow mode to tilt lock to FPV and then to spin shot. Now in the past what you would have to do is go into the settings on the gimbal and then change into one of those different modes in the settings. Now you can just click on it. So now I'm in spin mode and I can do that shot. So I can do the shot in spin mode. I can rotate the phone and then get this really cool looking shot. And then once I want to then change into something else, rather than going to the settings, I can just press the M button and now I've got the gimbal in follow mode. So I'm now using it like a traditional gimbal. So this process is miles quicker, a massive improvement on here. Probably one of my favorite features on this gimbal. Now you can press a trigger on the back as well, and this will keep the phone locked in position. It will also recalibrate the gimbal. I really like this new wheel on the side as well. This allows you to change the focus, but also the zoom as well, easily just by rotating this wheel on the side now. Now on the OM 5 you would have a rocker switch to control the zoom, and this was all right, but it wasn't very controlled. Now it's a lot better because you've got full control of this. So I can zoom in and out just by comfortably moving my thumb on this wheel on the side here. but also can use this for focus as well. So I can click on this button to access the manual focus, and now I've got complete manual control of that focus. I can also go from defocused to in focused as well, just by using this wheel. So again, it's great, and it's all within access of my thumb. So I can control this focus wheel, I can control the back trigger as well, and I've also got a joystick on the side as well. So from this joystick, I can just turn this, and I've got full access to control this gimbal manually as well. So I can go left and right, I can point it upwards, I can point it downwards, all comfortably using my thumb. I've got access to change the phone orientation and stop and start recording. And it's also got the feature from the OM5, which is extendable selfie rod as well. Now, when this feature was introduced, I was like, why do we really need a extension rod on a gimbal? And then the more I used it, the more I discovered that this is a feature you definitely need. For me, I love doing the low to ground shots, and I can do this so easily with this extension rod. So it's now in the follow me mode here. I can just twist this and it now goes instantly into the low, like underslung shot here. And now from this, I can just rotate and turn my wrist, and it now stays nice and level, and it gets these really cool shots on the ground. Now, to do this manually, you're gonna have to like crawl on the ground with your phone to get a really similar looking shot. With this, I can just use the extension rod, and it's now extended for me to get these shots. It's a shot I've been using more and more. It's brilliant, but it's also good for getting high up shots. So I can twist it now, I can have the gimbal high up, and that's really good if you're in like a crowd environment. So you can get a shot over people's heads, but you've still got full access to all these controls on here. And also, when we've been away, we've been using this whole setup as a way of watching something on the phone without it falling over or having to like prop it up somewhere. So you get these tripod legs with it, and they just connect to the bottom here. And then I've just been setting this up on like a table or a surface, and we can now watch something on here. I can have it as low or as high as I want, and this can then be used as like a viewing platform to watch something. So if you go camping a lot like we do, you could have this outside watching something on this, and then just use this as a stand. So it's great. I think it's fantastic. It also collapses well. So overall, I think it's a really good feature, and I'm really glad they brought in this extension rod. It's something that I've used a lot, and I hope it continues in any future versions as well. So smartphones have got so much better with this stabilization, but something which hasn't improved is the features that are built into the actual phones, and this is something which you can't do yet. And the reason why I use a gimbal a lot for all of my mobile filmmaking. So at the moment, especially on iPhones, you can't do hyperlapses natively in the app. You can't drag a box around a building and then walk and it automatically do a hyperlapse for you. Same with time lapses. A time lapse is all right, but it's not perfect. Whereas on the OM6, it has built-in hyperlapses. It has motion time lapses, so you could have this set up, say on this tripod or the extension rod, and then you can set different positions as well. And the gimbal will automatically track all them and move for you and do a motion time lapse. This is really cool. You can do time lapses, you can do night time lapses, and it's now got Active Track 5, which is an improvement over last year. It doesn't lose track as often now. It's much better, especially for tracking people, especially like my daughter with long hair. It kept focus on her and tracked to it really well. This spin shot will allow you to get these really cool shots. So if you're walking over something like a tunnel or a bridge, you can just press spin shot and you'll get these really cool looking shots. You can also put it into tilt lock. So this will then keep the phone positioned in the exact same place. Follow mode is the classic gimbal movement where you get these really smooth panning shots. You can use this in a variety of different angles automatically, and everything is nice and smooth, and the horizon is locked perfectly. This is something you can't do on smartphones still, because although the stabilization has got better, you still get jitters in your hand or different movements, and that horizon isn't going to be locked straight all the time without using a gimbal. So gimbals still have that advantage with these added features built into this. And Shot Guide is great because it gives you different scenarios of how to use different creative clips. It will show you an example on this screen. This could be a beach shot, a reveal shot, or a cinematic shot. And then it will show you exactly how to film it and then where to stand, and will create that video all for you. This is brilliant for beginners who have never really got into filming creatively, and give you a fantastic head start into how to make a good video. And by using a gimbal like this, it gives you that creative mindset as well. You know you've got these tools built into this, and it makes you think more about the shot. Rather than just rocking up with your phone and hoping for the best, you know that you can get different angles and different shots with this, and it makes that video in turn better because you've got more of a creative mindset going into it. And if you like Reels or TikToks or going live, doing live streaming, this is ace because you can do it on your phone. You can change the orientation really quick. You've got it on this nice stand. It's really convenient. And phones these days, the camera's got much better, but the audio is always a bit subpar. But on this, luckily as well, I can connect my DJI wireless mic onto the side of this, and the motors are that strong, it's had no impact at all, keeping the phone level without any additional weights. So I can then get really good audio by using like a DJI mic system like this. I can have it on here, and I can just connect this onto my phone and get better audio. In conclusion, with the new features on this OM6, this is by far the best gimbal you could go and pick up for your smartphone. I love this new status panel on the front, allowing me to just switch into different modes easily just by clicking this. We've also got the zoom wheel on the side now, so this allows me to zoom in smoothly. I can change the horizontal and vertical modes quickly just by double tapping. And then I've also got the extension rod for those low shots. So for a gimbal setup, which is small and lightweight, and in this awesome color, I don't think anything comes close to it. So this is a really cool gimbal if you are interested in mobile filmmaking. I think at the moment gimbals are still needed for sure. With all these features like hyperlapses, motion time lapses, the ability to get really low shots, and have everything on this panel here to be able to control with your thumb, makes the experience easier and a lot better than just using handheld with your phone. Stabilization's got much better on phones now for sure. It is fantastic, but it doesn't have features built into phones like hyperlapses, which these do. So at the moment, I'm still using gimbals a hell of a lot for my mobile filmmaking. This is the easiest and best one I've used just because it's so convenient and quick to set up with this new setup process. So if you want to go and check this out, I'll link it all in the description below. If you've got any questions on the OM6, just let me know in the comments and I'll try and feed back to you. And I'll see you on the next one. Bye-bye.